Hello and welcome to Let It Be podcast with Susan Ozona.
And I'm LysiasandSusan. Welcome on this channel.
Oh yes, we are happy that you're here. You know, as we would always say, one way to show us your support is to subscribe to this channel and also to participate. So if you're already a subscriber, we welcome you especially. And if you're not a subscriber yet, then what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. I tell you, you will just be signing in to be part of a community of people that believe in making the society a better place by contributing their own quarter, lending a voice, as it were, and also listening to other people. So that is what Let It Be podcast is all about on Expand YouTube channel. Yes, it is called Expand with Lysias and Susan.
Yes, we also value your comments, so please do so. Comment in the comment section below. Let us know what your thoughts are and also your opinion.
Yeah, that will happen when the particular time comes for it, yes. So that is why we want you not just to start watching or listening to this podcast, but also to stay tuned till that time where we tell you, yes, we involve you by asking you a question. As we would always say, bulk of the work happens in the comment section, because that's where we get to know your opinion and you get to know our opinion. And we will always say, you don't know who is watching or who is listening. You may just be saving a life.
Very true, very true.
All right, so we're going to be talking about something. The platform that we're using, which is YouTube, it's a social media app. And over the years, we have been on the various social media app. And I believe that everybody is in tune with the benefit of being on social media. Yeah, so Lysias, I want to start by asking you a question. Do you think that social media is a trap? Because a lot of people have variance or opinion about what social media is. You know, while we've been focused on the positive side, ranging from, connection, ranging from, moving our businesses from one level to another, profiting from it as it were. So I realized that there's a lot of downside to the social media, in fact, that people also tag social media addiction. But do you think it's a trap? Let's start from there.
It might be a trap. It might be a trap when it comes to how people use them.
Okay.
So if you're using it for the positive benefits, then I would say it's not a trap. But there are a lot of negativity also associated with it. There's also the addiction. So it becomes a trap because some people can't just stay away from it.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. And that is one thing that is very, very key to us today, even as we talk about social media and its downside, as because it's affecting a lot of people, especially the youth, and it's telling on our society. Yes. So there's a lot that's happening. I'm just hoping that you also would have an experience to share with us. Yeah. So did you know that what they call social media addiction is actually a behavioral addiction, that is characterized by being overly concerned about social media, driven by an uncontrollable urge to log on and to use the particular app, and then devoting so much time and effort to social media that it now impairs other important, part of your life. So that is the addiction we're talking about. And they went further to say the phenomena of social media addiction can be largely attributed to dopamine-inducing social environments that social networking sites provide. You won't believe this. Social media platform produce the same neutral security that is seen in those with gambling addiction and recreational drug users. The goal is to keep consumers using their product as much as possible. And this has resulted to an increase of people displaying symptoms of TikTok addiction, Instagram addiction, Snapchat addiction, Facebook addiction, and even YouTube addiction. And studies have also shown that the constant stream of retweets, likes, shares from these sites can cause the brain's reward area to trigger the same kind of chemical reaction seen with the drugs like cocaine. In fact, neuroscientists have compared social media interaction to a syringe of dopamine being injected straight into the system.
I think that's the part that is shocking. It's shocking because I always thought that drug abuse has to do with, taking a substance, So equating this addiction to drug, that means it's a serious problem. People should look into it because now it has gone beyond play. It's now a serious matter.
Yeah, it's important because many people are not aware, or maybe they don't know the seriousness of it. We are saying, that you may not be aware, but these things happen, and there are downsides to the use of social media. Okay, so some of the things that brought my attention to this also, the first time I heard that people can be addicted to social media, was when Facebook went off in 2021. And it went on for just 6 to 7 hours. And for me, I felt that it was one of those things. And later on, when we came back, you saw experts saying that many people were addicted. People did not know what to do for just 6 to 7 hours. And I realized that we cannot just be using this app. Let's talk about, that the effect of some of these things where people cannot stay away from it. And that is one of the reasons that really, made us to work on this particular work. I don't know if you ever heard of it before now.
I've never heard that this addiction was there. I only knew that, people were attached. I mean, I felt it was an attachment.
Oh.
People being attached to their phones, being attached to, checking out what is happening in different countries on online. I never knew it's this serious, and it's a cause of concern because one thing that I realize now is how does one, tell whether he or she is addicted?
Yeah. And we're going to go to that place in the course of this. So, but one thing is that before there's an argument, we have a lot of people that argue. That are you sure there are downsides? Let's just talk a little about this downside. One thing for me is the fact that we're beginning to be forced, literally. When I say we, I'm just putting myself in the shoes of the viewers and subscribers and other people. We are made. Let me not use the word forced. Now we're made to accept something different, and which is the fact that we all know that lying is not good. Even till now, we teach our children, don't lie. And we're brought up to know that, the truth, and as Christians, the truth will set you free and all that. And then there's something called prank now, where you would just lie to your spouse or lie to your husband or lie to your children. And then you say, it's a prank, and all that. Now. Yeah, so that in itself, breaking that, that foundation that we believe in, whether it is profitable or not, we have come to say that these things, a lie is a lie and the truth is the truth. Yes. So what's your own opinion?
Well, like you said, a lie is a lie, and anything that is false can't be true. Well, you see, it has become a part of our lives where we, in quotes, prank people like that. Sometimes to make them to get views, or sometimes we create fun from it. For me, I feel that pranking someone is totally wrong because one, you're not showing the true image of what is happening, and then by so doing, you're also encouraging people to toe that line and bring into society this notion that as long as it makes you happy, it's okay. It's not bad.
So,
I think a lie is a lie.
That's just it. A lie is a lie. Yeah, and I know that there are people that agree with us out there that yes, a lie is a lie. So, but you won't believe that there are actually treatments for the social media addiction.
Really?
Yes, there are treatments for it, and one of those treatments that I was able to find out was get therapy. Talk to people that they are people that are experts, yes, in the field to help you out. There's also room to join community of people that are struggling with it. It is that serious. I don't know if you have any treatments that's
I feel one of the treatments is just checking out the amount of time you spend on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Taking care of yourself.
Taking care of yourself. Yes. It begins with you accepting that there's a problem here. And how do you know there's a problem? Is when you spend so much time on social media than on your productive hours. I also know that there are content creators who will look at it and say, okay, look, I'm a content creator, so I need to spend so much time online. I'm not talking in terms of that. I'm saying if you sit online and you spend a lot of time where it now impacts negatively on your academic work, on your productive work, then you need to exercise caution and watch how much time you spend.
You know, that's so interesting because while I was doing the research, I saw a video where a young man went to meet a doctor and he was saying, can you prescribe something? And the doctor sarcastically was looking at him and saying, oh, so how many hours do you spend? Say 2 hours. And the doctor said, but I spend 6 hours, so tell me how you get to spend just 2 hours. Meaning a lot of people are battling it, but you need to
own your own issues.
Yes, and take control. Yes, so that's just what you said just reminded me of that particular incident. And also, we have a lot of people trying to help other people by, lending a voice. One particular man said that you could also make sure that you have your main phone does not have all the apps in it. So that, remember we're talking about control here. We're talking about the fact that you may be abusing something and not even knowing.
Yes.
And it may be affecting you negatively and you don't know it. We established the fact that, yes, there's so many profits that come from social media app. But we're here to mention this and to, state it clearly that these things are happening and so that you can also watch out. It may not be you, it may just be your loved one. So let's talk about some of the things that social media have caused. And we're going to be personalizing some of them because we've experienced some of them, and some are just general things that we have noticed. When you talk about social media, the first thing that comes to your mind is show off. Many people have really perfected the art of, bringing a beautiful side of their life and showcasing it.
Nobody wants to showcase any negative thing about
it. Who wants? Nobody wants to see anything negative. But the thing is that this has led to depression. Research says it has led to a lot of people being jealous, a lot of people being depressed, a lot of people feeling that their lives don't count, and for me, I know that if it were many years ago when I started it, I think I was being challenged. Oh, I want my life to look like that. Up to the point that I realized that no. Some people are just doing, because some people that I really believe that their lives were perfect, all of a sudden, later on we started hearing, things about them that did not just add up. So I think I learned over the years that show is show.
Yes. That's good for you that you were able to draw a line.
Yeah.
You could tell the truth from the falsehood in it. You understand? And you were not, how would I say that? You were not using that as a yardstick to measure your own progress or your own success. Some other people couldn't do that.
Another thing is that just because some people cannot manage themselves, it has also led to hate for other people's life. Over the years, I've seen that the hatred, and I'm going to say it's looking at the comments and the reaction of some content creators to the comments that they give to them, their families, the threats I've seen, them show that people are threatening them. You see, it has really led to hate for other people's life, and which is not good.
It's not good. You see, I always believe that no matter what someone else is putting online, it shouldn't get to you because the person is not addressing it to you. So you should be able to separate yourself from what this person is saying and tell yourself the truth, except if you feel it's critical to you. You can use it as a yardstick to learn build yourself rather than, being that hurtful, because hating somebody doesn't even help you.
I mean, another thing is it makes people form an impression of dislike without even knowing the facts.
Yes.
That what I'm trying to say. I saw a lady that said There's no way I can be coming with the intent of showing you just a part of my life, and you can use that to know everything about my life.
Possible.
So you are just disliking me based on a work. I had a particularly, this is work for me. So I believe that somebody is just going to let, this is work for me. Like, we're sitting down here, we're talking about this. It would be insane for you to sit down and say, are they addicted? Or this or that? You don't judge people based on the work that they are doing, okay? So yes, so it makes people form an impression, but these things happen.
It does happen.
It happens. Another thing is loss of genuine friends. So it says that recent studies have found that frequent social media users believe that other people are happier than them and and more successful. And so they spend their time trying to, major up and get to that place, and before they will now relate. And by the end of the day, these relationships become strained.
Yes.
In my life, I believe that with the advent of social media, the connection between me, that physical connection between me and my friends have actually been strained. Because you see people and they say, I saw you on social media. So people have accepted social media as another part of where we meet as friends. And that's enough for a lot of people. I don't know if you've experienced that.
I have. I think there was a particular time I put up a family picture, and incidentally, it was my baby's birthday, so we took some series of pictures, and I just put it up because it was a celebration time for me. And I could remember a comment by a friend of mine, which don't show off that you're successful, and when I looked at that comment, it baffled me, because I was like, hello, are you forgetting that I tagged this my baby's birthday pictures?
It just matters to them.
And it's wrong. It's totally wrong, because they judge you based on that.
Yes, they judge you. And sometimes you're not, just as you have said, you're not coming out to say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to pepper them.
I don't understand.
You did not even, you just put that, but in their mind, it's just an addiction issue.
I put up a picture like that. Why don't you celebrate with me?
And that's why it's an addiction, People suffer it and don't even know, because, it's just abnormal for you to feel slighted when someone is celebrating. It's really very abnormal. So another thing is that some people become addicted because they just keep going back, and with the feeling that if they are not there, they are not happening. And then you will not blame them, because people equate your success to your social media presence. Some people, let me just say some people, they equate it. So they see you all the time. They feel that you're doing something. They recognize you. They're even reaching out to you.
Activity.
And then all of a sudden, you're not doing much on social media. Maybe you learned the addiction and you worked on yourself. And then some people are thinking, oh, you're no longer happening. So this is why some people just keep going back and becoming addicted to it.
So people are basically living their lives for some other person's happiness, so to say, because that someone else is going to check and see if you have any activity. So, so it's like they are living up to other people's expectations.
Yes, you can say that again.
While harming themselves.
While harming themselves, you see, that is really unusual. But it happens, and then another issue is unhealthy comparison with those that are older. These are some of the downsides of social media, where you cannot just draw a line between who is your mentor and you being a mentee. And then when children, I think it's disrespect is disrespect. That somebody is challenging you and wanting to make you're learning from that person.
To make you better.
Doesn't mean that you should just sit down. And because people can just type. It's between you and your phone.
And your phone, yes. Maybe in your room, in your sitting room.
You just find people talking without even thinking, and it's sad.
I think that's uncalled for, because I always believe in one thing, which is, if I am looking up to someone and trying to learn a thing or two from that person's life, one thing I always believe is that person is always ahead of me. And I must accord that person that respect, whether the person is there with me or not. So I find it difficult to want to even comment on posts made by people that are way ahead of me. I rather not comment. I just maybe use the emoji, the thumbs up emoji, and I move on because I believe that person, because the person has gone ahead of me, more experience. So the person is saying one or two things based on the level of experience that he or she has gathered. So what I do is I learn from it and I move on, but I don't engage.
Yeah, if you have your reservations. But I feel that a lot of people, now we're talking about social media, let's just be real. A lot of people think that life is all about just, a class of, when you have money. So, before now, you need to really work hard to get to a particular class or particular level. So it makes you respect those that have worked hard and gotten them. So we're not saying that, okay, there's a switch now where you can really just have viewers, do something, and then you get that money, and maybe you can afford what somebody that worked so hard to a particular point has gotten. And then you're wondering deep inside of you, the rude part of you is thinking, should I even give this person respect when my car is bigger or my house is bigger? So we'll begin to equate some of this discipline our parents taught us to something that is, infinitesimal, something that is just there.
Yeah, and also to trample.
Yes, and then it's making us, shaping our behavior in that direction, which is so sad because just as I said, whatever you sow, you reap. You reap. You
don't sow disrespect, understand, and expect someone else to come and
we're seeing a lot of that happening.
This unhealthy comparison is touching because I think it has gotten a lot of people frustrated and depressed, where they sit down, okay, fine that you all graduated same class from the college, but I've always believed that we don't all succeed all at the same time. So
thank you.
If you're succeeding and at the point you're way ahead of me, I take it as a challenge. Not a competition now. I take it as a challenge to do better because I always believe that there's something that that is working for you that I don't know. You get, so I try to build myself and see how I can, push myself also.
That should be the main point. But when these things are happening and something has to be done about it, if you fall in that category, just take dressing, as we would say. Just take dressing now. The earlier, the better. Yeah. So there's also the downside of social media, which is tagged social media addiction, which is get rich quick mentality. So just as I said, you could just do some things and just get it. And again, because you've seen people show what I need to use that word exhibit because it's just like an exhibition. Every day you go, you're seeing wealth. You're beginning to think that, okay, and maybe you even know some when they started. So you don't even know that you don't know what else they are doing behind the scene. But you just feel, it's social media. I can also become. And then people are under that pressure. And it's really leading to a lot of addiction issue.
That's when you are not able to tell from facts. Whether from a lie. You understand? Now, like you pointed out the other time, someone is showing you a part of a fiction, a part of his or her own life, and you feel that is generally what happens. It's just like in the movies. You don't believe everything you watch on the movies. Why? Because it is staged, managed. The actors flying through the air, jumping out of aeroplanes. All those things are stage managed. You don't believe them. The same thing goes for social media. Somebody is acting. Somebody is just acting out a part of his own life, an acting part, a part of his own happy side. You should learn to understand these parts and, don't let it get to you. That's my opinion.
There's actually danger in having a gets rich quick mentality.
Yes.
We're seeing a lot of people being used for rituals, organ sales now. Let's just be careful. Yeah, because I believe that there's time and season for everything. So yes, even if it works for Mr. it was a probability that it will work for you.
All it does is to put you at a point of guilt where you're walking and always looking behind you.
It's just a terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing. I think it's a mind game.
Yeah, it's a mind game. Yeah, you said a mind game, just reminded me of Squid Game.
Oh.
All right, so not meaning to do any adverts here anyway, but yes, the next point is the this one I had to change my voice because it's something that many children are battling, which is unrealistic beauty standards. So social media project unrealistic beauty standards. We just saw a particular comedian that they went to do rhinoplasty. So there's a lot of plastic surgery going on now, ranging from the BBL to the boob job and all that. And this has connection with people not feeling comfortable with their the way they look. When you see you put all these filtered pictures, it starts from there. You're using app to put your picture out there, and you're seeing yourself in that beauty. You're using AI and you're seeing yourself, what a beauty. And then you're just wondering, oh, so how do I get this? And then the money comes, and then the suggestion comes. But the thing is that it becomes an addiction, because one surgery will lead to many surgery until you can have no surgery, until you are no more.
Yeah.
So it's a scary place to be. Yes, it's the social media is projecting this, but you need to help. You are beautiful just as you are.
I think one question we should always ask ourselves is, who sets the standards? Who sets the standards on how your nose should be? Who sets the standards on how your butt should be? Who sets the standards on how your boobs, how big they should? Who tells you that this is how it should be to make it perfect? Who tells you all that? Be good with how you look, with how you are, and enjoy life to the fullest.
It's man that sets standard for man.
Man said,
and you are trying to live
and
to
you
please
want to
man.
live to please man.
It doesn't end well.
I always believe that if I'm in a relationship and the person, whoever that person is, feels that I should be in a particular certain frame for he or she to love me, I believe that relationship is heading for the rocks. Because if you can't appreciate me the way I am, then we're not compatible.
It's not working.
It's not working. We're not going in the same direction.
It's not
working.
So
you can as well go your way, and good luck with the search for perfection.
The annoying thing is that some have altered their body like that, and still were rejected by those that they altered it for.
Yes, it has happened. I think I saw something like that online.
Yeah,
she was
so
trying to
that's sad. So you can't please man. Man may want this today and tomorrow may not want that. You just can't please man. So find confidence in yourself. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Love yourself.
Yeah, love yourself. Okay. Another thing is that the competition for attention, that's the likes, Some people live for the likes. Some people literally say, I used to do like a teaching program, on social media. And someone called me and said, your likes are not increasing. What's going on? I've been watching your space for like 3 months. It's not increasing. What do you want to do? And I've also had somebody say, can we buy this thing for you? Come on. So you see that there's a lot that is happening behind the scene where everybody's putting, or a majority of people is putting emphasis. They are putting emphasis on this thing. So when you are part of it, you will be dragged into thinking in that direction.
Yes,
and you see, this struggle has led to people hating other people that seem to be having likes. You don't even know how they are getting likes. You begin to compete and hate them, and you're dragging them. This is what has brought about trolls. Some trolls are failed content creators. They just failed in it, and they decided to settle for insult. And some people are even making money, so they literally go and do a content that will make people talk, so that they can make money. It's still this obsession with likes, comments, or in the search for money.
Also even our society itself, seems to be tending towards that direction. It baffles me when you see a lot of likes on maybe a content that is all insultive and all that. You get to see so many likes, and I sit there and I wonder. I said, what am I really liking here? What am I liking here? But I realize that people have different opinions. People have different kicks. What moves them. So but Generally speaking, don't live your life because you want people to like everything you are doing. That will get you to a place of frustration when people actually can't feel your vibe. And because of that, can't comment and can't engage with your posts. Get to just know what you're putting out, and if it's intellectual enough, leave it for those that are intellectually minded, to vibe with you, as they say.
Yeah. Like still attracts like.
It does attract.
Another thing is what people don't know behind the scene is that I think I found myself in a salon, and with a lot of youths. And then one put something out and they looked at it and said, we really don't like it, but let's like so that he too will like our own. So like me, I like you back. You don't know that these things are happening behind the scene and you're just there and wondering, why they don't appreciate it. People are at the point where they don't even see your content. They shall just like it just to move to the next thing. So please, let's apply caution, and save ourselves from this unhealthy rivalry, as it were. Another thing is another downside of social media is abuse, cyberbullying. You would think it's nothing until you see people that had to go for therapy for their mental health because people have just been bullied. Some people have just stayed at that place. These things happen and it's really wrong. It's just like what we've talked about, and it has led to increase in the rates of suicide among a lot of people. You see, some children feel that they are too black. They tell them they are too black, so they bully them. You see, there's a lady they call world ugliest woman, which is so painful for me because you can't create somebody, but you are calling somebody world ugliest, and people say, we wish you can just leave the earth. So you see comments like that is terrible, but these things are happening. I don't know. The owners of this app say there are regulations, but
they should be able to regulate.
But it's sad. I think there's a limit to which they can do it because people are also entitled to their opinion.
Aside that, they also work on feedbacks.
Okay.
Yes, they work on feedbacks, and those feedbacks if you don't report such comments, you don't report it, they don't take action on it because they feel you are okay with it.
All right.
So it's just like, WhatsApp, until somebody bumps into your WhatsApp space, and you don't report. WhatsApp doesn't do anything about it.
There's also the issue of exposure to harmful content. You didn't bargain the nudity, the misinformation and all that. But just as you said, there's room to report these things. So that's really a relief for me, to discover that. All right. So another thing is the addiction check. Somebody may be listening and be wondering that, how do I even know that I'm addicted to this thing? Yes, these thoughts just come to my mind. All right. So this particular research says that, just listen to this. It says that if you spend a lot of time thinking about social media or planning to use social media, it says if you often feel the urge to use social media more and more, like it's increasing every day, watch it. It also says that if you use social media to forget about your personal so no matter how stressed you are, you just feel that, let me just go there and then I'll be relieved and pass away time. Check it. It says also, if you often try to reduce the use without success, all right. It says that also, if you become restless and troubled if you're unable to use it, that's a warning sign. And also, if social media, is impacting on other aspects of your life, like you see people complaining other aspects of your life, check it. So, if what we've mentioned now, your answer to this, if it were a question, your answer to the above word is 3 out of the 5, then you are already on your way to addiction without knowing you need to seek help. You need to seek help. So this is what I was trying to say now. You need to seek help. Peradventure you didn't listen, you could also just go back and listen to them again and just seek help now. It's like a clarion call for all hands to be on deck. Another way that all hands should be on deck again, that you can help someone, is if you start realizing that they have mood modification. If all of a sudden people that are part of, they are social, all of them are withdrawn and outgoing and they withdraw. You just start realizing that please, you could either suggest or tell somebody to, somebody close to them, that please, can you help this person or talk with this person?
Okay, so you just discovered that someone who was very outspoken, who could tell you how he or she is feeling, suddenly goes out, among his friends or her friends, and then comes back home quiet, and then all of a sudden you now start discovering that he or she is no longer as expressive to you as they were. That calls for concern. You start by finding out what is really going on and then try to get the person to, open up to you.
Yeah.
Please don't allow people who were very expressive around you become so moody that they no longer talk to you. You don't know what is going on in their heads. You don't know what they have been exposed to. You don't know what they have been told out there. So please, when you find that, try and, suggest a help, suggest, a treatment for the person, what the person will be able to, open up to you.
Yeah, this is psychological, so you could look out for them.
Yes.
And help them. You could just say something, and especially when you know that they are really social media users, they're always on their phone, and this starts happening. Okay, we could really save a life. Another thing is when they are, becoming intolerant. So maybe because of the excessive bullying, they are battling that, and they are just intolerant to people's criticism all of a sudden. So there's just it's impossible for them to just take their emotion away from the fact that, I've been on social media. So even on social media and real life, they cannot tell the difference. In fact, things are just not really working well when it comes to them being tolerant. Is something that you could actually suggest, and this is how to tell that somebody is suffering from social media addiction, and how you can suggest help for them in time. Another thing is they start withdrawal symptoms. They withdraw from people, just as Lysia has rightly pointed that they've just withdrawn and they are just with their phone and they are just quiet. That person may have just been abused or suffered one of those downside of social media, and the person needs, needs something, positive in their life.
Okay, so you find out that there was someone who was so engaged on social media, but had gotten, over it and has been able to, control the time he or she spends online. And then all of a sudden you realize that this person is going back to spending so much time again. This is the time where you need to let the person know that, look, you need to up your game, that you really getting back to that bad part of the social media all over again. So that relapse, you'll be able to assist someone out there with, staying focused in dealing with the addiction.
That's right. I like the part that you said, that bad part, just so that everybody will know that we're not here to bring down the app. Just as I established from the beginning, we are here. And the app has really helped us to impact lives and to also connect with people and all. And it's a dream for us to lend a voice, and the app has made it possible for us to do that, amongst other things. So but these are the downsides of it. I'm happy that you mentioned the bad part of it, so that people would know that for everything there are two sides to it, and this bad part is something that we should be careful. You don't know what your neighbor or your daughter or your child may be battling, but it's time for you to lend your voice. Let us know if the other downside of social media that you've experienced personally, or that somebody have experienced, and let's know how you got out of it, because we believe that for every problem there's a solution. How did you get out of it? Let us know. If there's something that we need to also know in addition to what we have said, it was really, really go a long way, and you can do that by commenting. Yes, you just write it down. Yes, just comment. Yes, and we want to know your own opinion.
Yes. So also, please. Okay, so just in case this is where you are meeting us on this particular edition on Let It Be. Please subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime we drop any new video. Also share, and please share your comments and your opinions with us in the comments section. We'll be so glad that you're a part of our community.
Exactly, and we look forward to hearing from you. Well, this is all we have for you today. Don't forget the channel is Expand with LysiasandSusan. We really, really want to appreciate you for making our time to listen, and we hope you've learned one or two things. Well, this is all we have for you. Don't forget the channel is Expand with LysiasandSusan. Well, this is all we have for you today on this podcast. We hope that you've learned one or two things from this particular podcast. Just as Lysia said, don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be notified anytime we're live.
All right, so see you again some other time.
Exactly.
I still remain LysiasandSusan.
And I'm